How's it? Today is Wednesday, September 4th. 1 month left before I try to PR. Mostly my snatch, maybe my clean and jerk. I've decided to omit back squats for this entire week. Yesterday I just snatched, which is normally my back squat day, but I don't know. It was not a good showing. It felt like a lot of things that happened yesterday happened again today. um, Today's clean and jerks were basically 118 for two cleans plus one power jerk plus one jerk. Whereas last week I did 115, one power clean, one power jerk, one jerk. I didn't have any misses with it last week either. So today was today sucked. Today was absolute dookie. I think that my shoulder issues from yesterday are showing up today in a more concrete way. I feel like today was a lot more limited by my inability to move my shoulder the way I wanted it to. And there's actually there's a good sign in one of my lifts today that actually shows that I still can lift the way that I want to, even with the shoulder, and like, I guess in spite of the shoulder, it turns out to be okay. But for the most part, when I'm trying to catch the bar, it feels like my upper body doesn't get into the right position to support the weight, and if it does, I need to be very 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 like precise. And like, if I'm going for more than one rep, being very precise is very hard. So that in itself is a does not bode well for the way that the entire day went. I think that for me, when I'm looking at how I lifted today, um, I didn't hit any of my jerks, like, at all. I didn't hit any power jerk. I didn't hit any split jerk. I didn't even attempt a split jerk. At first, I thought it was because my legs felt really weak, but I realized that it could have been my shoulder. It not could have been. It was probably my shoulder and my inability to get into the like correct position. This is 110 here. That's my last warm up, and you can see me here. I'm like struggling with my shoulder there. Here's my first attempt at 118. This clean was very, very, very difficult, and like, I feel it in my upper back, and like, I'm sitting here right now, and I kind of still feel it in my upper back, and I'm like, I don't know if I should go for the second attempt. So I made the decision not to. And from here, I actually saw Dougie. He's like a master powerlifter, and I asked him. I was like, "Oh, like, what should I do for this?" I was like, "Okay, my shoulder hurts so bad that I don't even know if I can go again for my next attempt." And I was like, "Okay, if I do this next attempt, if I make it, then I'm done. If I fail, then I'm also done." But as you can see from the length of the video, that is not at all what happened. I got really close to making the lifts here, and I was like, well, the cleans were better than that first one where I missed. And so I was like, yeah, look at me here. That little smirk was like, yeah, I'm trying again. I'm gonna try again. And I try again here, and I think the clean is a lot better on this one than the second set. And I think that my jerk attempt was really kind of me just kind of putting like grit out, or being gritty for what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just like bite the bullet and just give better effort overall. And that is not the way to execute on the jerk there. And so this last attempt, if you recall me mentioning that, like, if I lift well, then my shoulder is fine. This clean right here is probably the best clean I've done in the last like 2 weeks. Like that there, I'm just kind of holding the bar in my hands, the weight in my hands, and then allowing my elbow to rotate around without necessarily pulling super hard with my shoulders. And like, that was an amazing feeling overall, because it felt like I could actually jerk. I mean, pardon me, I could actually clean the way that I normally do. Ooh, this here, that's basically a press out PR. Like, I would not count that as a jerk. Like, no shot. I was also like super close to walking off the platform. If you rewind that, my toes cast a shadow off of the platform, and I am like, wow. I don't know how I did that, but one thing I was thinking about as I was watching those videos back for my jerk was, usually when I re-rack my jerk, I'm able to like kind of pull my elbows down so the elbows are a little bit below the bar. And that allows me to push the bar more straight up rather than just letting my legs push. And so that is super, super helpful for most of the way that I jerk. But I feel like if my shoulder is hurting and I'm unable to get into that position, then I'm setting myself up for failure from the beginning of the jerk. As far as clean pulls go, my upper back was really limiting me. I know that a lot of these don't look very good, and it's not because I'm not trying. This is a result of my shoulders and my upper back being very, very, very like uncomfortably. It's not even sore, like achy, kind of that similar sensation from yesterday where it felt a little bit unstable, but like more so than that. I don't know how else to explain it. Because of that, I did not do any of my dumbbell overhead walks, nor did I do any of my rows. So I ended up just doing some GHD sit-ups, and that was really it. I don't know what's going to happen on Friday. I imagine I'm going to try to do some mobility stuff tomorrow when I wake up and then when I go to sleep, and then see how I feel on Friday. I don't think that this is going to be a long-term issue, but I've been plenty wrong in the past, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Ideally, I would go for like 103 for the snatch on Friday and maybe 128 for the clean jerk. I don't know if I can do either of those, but definitely if my shoulder hurts, then I'm not going to try. So, yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.